So inita episode is sex education and panali.
Usually ideal age for a girl to menstruate is 13 years.
News to the older brother killed her sister because she was menstruating.
She was menstruating. Can you believe that?
Now masturbation addict pandai. What is the frequency? What happens?
That's when you call it excess. Dog Niranjan Samani and Powerhouse net pante mar 15 sati 20 sati desert is ji.
Now inkal nightfall mention anta. Avul kelavere gottu.
No,
it's the opinion just pon to the
No.
teen dakal pregnant avandittere.
If at all she's having painful menstruation, not just menstruation, there's also breast also, because the incidence level of people getting breast cancer is too much. I'm no one to tell her that is this the right thing they're doing or not. That is up to them. If she says no, it's a dead no. Or if he's also saying no, it's a dead no. I'm not telling only a girl here, guy also. There is nothing called virginity. Virginity is a myth.
ಇಂಚಿನ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಕಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾನೋಡು.
ಲೈಫ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಚಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲೈಫ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಚಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Welcome to another episode of Chilling with Chilimbi. Chilling with Chilimbi is the most inconsistent podcast. Ini after a long time ನಮ್ಮ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನಿ ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೇರು ಚಿಲ್ ಮಲ್ಪೆರೆ ಬೈದೇರು ಒಂಜಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಎನ್ನ ಒಂಜಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಸಮಾನಿ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಶೋ.
ಮುಲ್ಪೋತೋಡು
ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ತುಲಿ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪೊರ್ಲು
ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಒಂಜಿ ವ್ಲಾಗ್ ತೂದಿತ್ತೀರ ಪನ್ಲಕ್ಕ ನಾನು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಡಮ್ ಪೂರ ಪೊನ್ನುಲ್ ಪೂರ ಅಲ್ಪಲ್ಪಾಗ ಬೋರ್ ಒಂದುಲ್ಲೇರು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಂಪುಲ್ ನೈಜರ್ ಅದು ಮಾರು
ಅಂದಂದು ಸೈಡ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ ಮೇರೆಗ್ ಮಸ್ತ್
ಏರೆಗ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ ಏರೆ ಪೂರ ಏರೆಗ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ
ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನ ಮೇರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಅನ್ಪೇರಿ ಏತುಲ್ಲೇರು 400K
560 something
560 ಪಂಡ 5 lakh people are in follow ಅನ್ಪೇರು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ ಯಾರು ಕುಡ್ಲದಾರಂದು
ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ಅವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೋಟೋ ಇಡೀಗೆ ಬರ್ಪುನ ಪವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ವೈನ್ಸ್ನ ಒಂಜಿ ಚಾನಲ್ ಬರ್ಪುನ ನುಗ್ಗೋಡ್ ಪಂಡ the motto is to just tell that kudlada urda and so nothing better to tell the people, the youths out there irna channel but panda absolutely majority alponji approach adan aija jana kelle bokan pide pone konji bianku buru vera ante not ponu lunchuranga musu bav koru vera
java eng merek pura yan tupe merna live sessions pura ponnu I love you pura send mal tondu per panda cute le
kelo anu I love you panpuna mar
cute le doctor la ದಾದ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅತಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣು ಲೆಗಾತಿ
ದಾದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೊಂಡು ಯಾರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂಚ ಇನಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏರೆಗ್ ಎಂಕ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗೊತ್ತು ಬಂದ ವಿಷಯ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಇರು ಓಲ್ ಕಲ್ತೀನಿ ಎಂಜಿನ ಆಯ್ನಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತದಾದ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ
Dalish, my full education is in Mulpan, ನಮ್ಮ ಊರ್ದ ಕುಡ್ಲಡೆ Bangalore. I did my schooling in Sacred Arts and then my higher primary in Canberra, Dongarkeri. My PU in my HP college and right now finished my MBBS in Father Mullis, Kanganadi. And right now I'm doing my MS in Enapoy Medical College there like so I'm doing it in obstetrics and gynecology. I recently got the seat. I took a 3 years solid break, like what you do. I really admire you a lot because ironjirna chantunag I think that one person who really pursues his passion the pira popul band is very difficult. Support to panna bochi illa daklane support ichi panda pida daklantu ಬರ್ಪುನ್ ಲೈಜರ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಅಡ್ಮೈರ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ನಾನು MBBS ಆಗ್ಬೋಕ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ 3 years and ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೊಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಂಡ ಭಯಂಕರ ನೋ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಬಟ್ I don't know anything about that acting the era pooja so I need to work on that, like how exactly I can work on that, how exactly I can implement certain acting maths level to thrive in this world. So avoid but for me to directly get there I need that knowledge, for which I started content creation, looking at many people like yourself as well. And okay, one month 3 years I think 3 years initially and parents will support and korpuna legend every man were like MBBS and what next itte MBBS par sasar adbotu nice ante pura man fer nanchi adbotu engineering la MBBS ikla mariyade idite so MS mantanda ne mariyade is according to what the people tell there. So that reason it was a very hard time for me initially to get all the support from the parents. So later I convinced them somehow and I got into this content creation and I think I've done fair enough for the 3 years. We're not wasting them, as you told, like 500K ullera from the north side. Thinking I start on my channel Hindi patre just start mandini ಹಿಂದಿನ ವಾರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಬಂದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಇರ್ದೆ ಮುಲ್ಪೆ ಅನ್ ಕುಡ್ಲದೆ ಅಂದ್ ಏರಿಯಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತು ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಅಂಚಿನ ತೂನಾಗಲಿ ಚೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಬರ್ತು ನಂದ ಅತ್ತ But most of my audience are from North only. So Ancha, as I told you, a selfish motive of me to come to your page. ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾವಡೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಬರ್ಪೋಣ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಪ ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ಕೊಡೋಣ
ತುಳು ಇರು ಇನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋವರ್ ಯಾನ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇರು
ಯಾನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ನಿ ಐ ನಾಟ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಲಾತಿಜಿ through one of my common friend Navya and Tulal. So through her I got to know you. She because when I got into, I recently started this social media pages and Instagram or YouTube about to lockdown day. I think majority of the people they have started from lockdown only. So lockdown start on naga, she was like why don't you start tapping in the Tulu audience. So Kudlat to get audience is like one you can literally grab in the world audience but not Tulu audience. It's very hard to tap in. Very hard to impress the Tulu audience. But again, I also started one Tulu page by the name VR Kudla. I'm a huge fan of Bone Bum.
Same here.
Bone Bum. So he has many characters, right? Bancho, Famir Fuddi and all that. So I started one of my own character. Tulu Tane Pudar Koni Basaledantan. So that somewhere connected, and I think there not much, but somewhere to an extent people started recognizing me as a Tulu guy. So that is going. So basically I'm right now a doctor who's doing my MS. I'm a partial content creator and singer by passion.
Wow. Mere onju multi talented doctor.
Kalpode apuni jara banpa nice ante bantere.
Bakka acting la malperu, singing la malperu.
Nana about acting.
Dance la malperu begod.
Oh, I need to actually collaborate with the dance only. You're a great dancer.
You're a multi-talented doctor. And itte enk must jana message la mandonditteru when we did episodes of single mom bakka enkala psychology da onji malta ಅಂಚಿನ ಪುರ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ಪನಾಗ ಎಂಕ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನ ಪನೊಂದಿತ್ತೇರು ಇಡೀ ಅಂತೂ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೂರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ದಾರು ಇಡೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಪೂರ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊರ್ಪು ಚೇರಿಂದು ಆತಿಜ್ಜಿ ದೇ ರನ್ ಅವೇ ದೇ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅಂಚಿನ ಪೂರ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬೈದನ್ ಸೊ ಎಂಕ್ಲ ಒಂಜಿ ರೈಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬೋಡು ಆ ವಿಷಯನ ಪೂರ ಪಾತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂಕ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ನೆನಪಂಡು ಮೇರೆ ಎನ್ನ ಫೀಡೆಡ್ ಮೇರ್ನ ಬರೋಂದು ಎಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಈ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪಂಡ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಬರೋಂದು ಉಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಅಬೌಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ವಿಮೆನ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ this is the right person and so aran ille ide. So inita episode is sex education and panali
podechu mare ella community guidelines padcha and yana arre channel undu rich
and eng borunu and
guidelines watch
sex education da ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತೆರ್ಗ ಇಡೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ ಇಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಪುರ ಏತ್ ಓಪನ್ ಉಲ್ಲೇರು ಐತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪೂರ ಪಾತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಆಂಡ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೇರಿಗೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಟು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಕ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ
ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್.
ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ಆತ ಬೇಕಾದ ಪಂಚ್ ಕೆಂಪು ಬಟನ್ ಉಂಡು ಅಂಚೆ ಒತ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ
ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಒತ್ತು
ಬಟ್ ಗಂಟೆಲ್ ಉಂಡು ಎನ್ನ ಪೇಜ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಬಂದ್ ಬರಕ ಬಟ್ ಎನ್ನ ಪೇಜ್ ಲೋಪ ಅಲ್ಪ ಲಂಚಿ ಹೋದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್
ಮಲ್ಬುಗ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪನ್ಲೆ ವೇರ್ ಡು ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್?
It's sex education pannaga. I remember one thing that is very recently, I think 2-3 months back. So we had to go to a field trip. So they had sent me. I don't know why. Maybe my HOD has seen in a videos Instagram and I got a field trip to Derlagatte, Parangipete, Derdalpa. So there, must rural side places prop fair. So where there you can teach certain people regarding barrier contraceptions. Openly pan condoms. So definitely a one kid or 2 kid in a family that is which is very much idle. Uppun marka panpnanda. So aita ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಕೊಂದು ಟಾಕ್ ಕೊರ್ರೆ ಅಂದು they had sent me to Faringibedi. Me and my team had gone there, my doctor mates. So pode boka I spoke to them like everything regarding this and all that. So I thought like maybe this is the right time for me to, because that is the place where sex education is at the lowest. ಅಲ್ಪದ ಜೋಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ದಾಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ಉಪ್ಪುಜಿ ನಾವು ಜೋಕ್ಲು ಪನ್ನಾಗ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಐಡಿಯಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಡಾಲಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇ 15 years to 20 years. That is that time. 8th standard to definitely, because after that pura science EVS textbooks reproduction is one health which is very much seen, which is very much common, and there are diagrams of the male private parts, there are diagrams of the female private parts, and sometimes some schools they avoid this topic, they avoid this chapter as well. And sometimes what happens when it comes to the usually ideal age for a girl to menstruate is 13 years. Somewhere around there she starts to menstruate. So no menstruation family is say it's a family of one brother and a sister. Brother the churu I not isolate him on the pair on his sister no menstruation because they think like it is not something which is not necessary for him to know, which is absolutely wrong. Okay, because everything starts at small. Okay, ಈ ರೇತ್ ಇರ್ನ ಒಂಜಿ ಅವು ಯಂಗ್ ವುಡ್ ನರ್ಚರ್ ಮನ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿತ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆತ್ ಮಂತ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಂತ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ even in some schools also regarding menstruation ಈ boys na time pide kadapade girls na time matra menstruation kadapade. I don't know what's the basic thing about that, what is the fundamental ideology they have and all that. So basically when I went for this also sex education, I told the family nikle mini alla boys praytna bulle tombale I just want to do. So they asked me directly like what exactly is I'm at sex education na ಬಗ್ಗೆ bro. So they got so aggressive, they got temper like ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ. I'm like what happened? I'm trying to educate them, which is a very good thing as well. There is nothing wrong in that. What is wrong in that? If I tell if my mom has to say if I'm in the adolescent, my mom telling about my sister's menstruation, what's wrong in that? Tomorrow say let's say of course madme hapondi manji podcast I work definitely ponal buru alfanji ponal set up wow I work in madme if at all I'm having a daughter, definitely I need to be well educated regarding that as well. It's not panicking. Sometimes school suddenly a girl menstruated, okay, and there are boys around there. They should not be panicking like what's happening, what is this bleeding happening and all. They should be knowing okay this is a period, okay, what is the basic measures that you can do. Do not panic, you should give that support to her and everything. So sex education bannaga people really back out a lot, especially in the rural areas. Itte urban idla anchana well educated people akla atle educated latijere akla manded ate kate undu. So I really feel that this barrier should be broken. Okay, teach your kids from small, from the start. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, you're really good manners panpirata, this is one among the good manners. So I would definitely suggest everyone out there to teach your kids the basic ethics regarding sex education. Okay, now when I'll be open sex education okay, I'm just telling you what exactly happens there. Okay, what are the basic changes that happens when a boy or a girl attains puberty. There are certain sexual characteristics in a male: mustache, beard, chest hair, hair barpond. There are certain things which is seen in boys. Semen ejaculations happen. This is very common. This is seen in men. Women they menstruate, their breast enlargement happen, they get this what do you call a female voice ಜಾಸ್ತಿ enhance happen. There are so many other hormonal factors like estrogen, progesterone, these things come, which is very much normal. So it is very very important in the house and also in the school as well to teach their kids basic ethics regarding sex education. I always tell please sex education only avoid my purpose, that is the main topic, that is the topic, please cover that.
And itte namma parents our teachers our avu onji dai aven kalpoche, what do you think is the reason?
I think it's the old mentality which is passed on. If you see back in the 90s, people avoid this topic. There is an inferiority complex and there's a superiority complex between men and women, they always state women and men to that level. So that sometimes it is passed on in certain people and they have that thing going on again and again ki ha ponnul ma tat man what max can they do, they menstruate, they are only meant for that level adekate one level battere shurka second bc ana madmen pon there again children's they are children madmen at that's the only role of female according to certain men. Okay, so they think that women are very inferior and men is something very much superior to them and all that. And also they think because of this when there are so many rapes happening and all that, this is also one of the factor because education proper is okay. So I feel that sex education can reduce the incidence level of rape as well to a greater extent.
And Murani recently onji news tudita one older brother killed her sister because she was menstruating. Can you believe that? She was menstruating. That is a normal physiological phenomenon. The boy himself came from his mother because of the menstruation. That is something which is happening in a female body. It is a way for life. She's menstruating.
means only new life happen. If at all she's not menstruating, the womb only ball develop happen. It's because of all the uterus thing. Uterus is a very beautiful organ, to be very honest. I'm doing my gynecology, but I would honestly say out of all the organs, uterus is a very beautiful and magical organ. It can give life to when jiva work onji phenomena now that process what it takes and all. One sperm and one ovulation happen, one ball happen, that heartbeat at 5th week, that hands happen. This is a magical process. We deliver, I deliver at least 2 to 3 babies a day. So it's a magical phenomenon I see there. So when I heard that news, the brother killed this one sister for menstruating. Just imagine the education he might be having, what his parents are teaching him.
Thing.
Absolutely, very,
So,
very.
ಇಂಕಲ್ನೊಂಜಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಇರ್ದ ಒಂಜಿ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಈ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್
No, please.
ಒಂಜಿ ಏರೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಜಿ ಹೂಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಝೀರೋ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಒಂದೊಂಜಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆವಡ್.
No, there might be certain people who might oppose this video as well. They might tell ki that mantula mare nigle gottijando endur agati that this and all that. This is to not to those people. This is to those people who which will be beneficial for them, who might think ki ha needs only at least 3 to 4 people change appear panel. That's fine. That's a great thing, I would say.
ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೊಂಜಿ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೆನ್. ಒಂಜಿ ಈರ್ನ ದಾದೆ ಒಂಜಿ ಆಣುಲೆಗ್ ಕಲ್ಪವನಾಂಡ ದಾದ ಕಲ್ಪ ಅವರು ಇತ್ತೆ ಇರಗ ಒಂಜಿ 10 minutes ಇಡು ದಾದ ಕಲ್ಪ ಆಪುಂಡು ಆಣುಲೆಗ್
10 minutes and 1 minute etle full summarize manpoli. First is regarding menstruation, has been talked about. Why does she menstruate?
ದಾದ ಆಪಿನಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್?
That is nothing. See, what is menstruation? Menstruation panda onji after she attends menarche panda the first time when a girl gets her periods. That's called as menarche. That's a certain sexual characteristics, symptoms, secondary sexual characteristics like I told, breast enlargement, voice development, hormone. This is what is seen in women. So every 30 days she menstruate. Your uterus inner lining of the endometrium, so the uterus inner line of the blood accumulate happen. Why this becomes accumulated panda? When there is an intercourse, when there is a sexual intercourse happening, the sperm comes into the uterus and there's an egg coming from the tube. How about the attach other? It goes and attaches to one of the wall of this blood. Okay, and from there it gets the nutrition and the baby grows. Okay, if this is not happening, whatever that blood is formed there, it sheds off. It's basically like a cushion for a baby. Baby G, so cushion has been thrown out. So every 30 days this happens in a women until 45 years or 50 years where she attains menopause, where this process doesn't happen anymore.
So it starts
around 13 years. Around 13. Well, I'm not in 30.
Around 50.
Around 45, 50. It can go up to 55 years also. That depends from person to person. So this is basic what menstruation happens. So you should know, a boy has, you asked me, and you anak dada kalpoli panda. Menstruation namayi kalpoli aate. Ki what happens? What is the phenomenon behind it? It's a science. There's nothing magical that's happening in him. And amma tigada undu always say my sister undigla undu. Okay. So this is something which is very basic that every school should have a topic on. Okay. So I think illada sometimes awkwardness uppun. I would not say that. That is fine. There is awkwardness. Is very much. If for example, dad not again pathering sumar awkward happen. Okay. That is very common at certain houses, you know. But school is a place there is no room for awkwardness. And that is a place you're paying your money to get the education. I paid the money, you give me the education, okay? Only topic on menstruation after 8th standard to must, because that is the time when girls really attain menarche also. 8th standard, 8 to 9th standard, 7th standard, they become sexually active. They become, they get all the characteristics, you know. So, do one education, menstruation bagge. And also, when that happens, what need to be done? Okay, sometimes people just panic. I don't want to talk on that. So what they can do is like first inform the parent ki inchan chaavundu. Now I'm telling the guy, if at all is seeing his sister menstruate, inform someone adult. If no one is around, definitely go to a medical store, get a sanitary pad, that's all. It's a sanitary pad, completely harmless, nothing to be ashamed of. Please medical bilakulu toopu nadanji totte prabhat korochi normal koddu bidle, it's fine. Ata print man kodtare stay free, ata brand maraki muchonde. So again there that also again plays a role. Some people advertise medicals totte paper katti dorpunu dada marid kattigara ponenga. Hey, what is this? So koddu budle, that's just a sanitary pad. Okay, that's basically something like a tissue you're wiping your hand off. Okay, he can develop nothing wrong in an 8-year-old boy going to a medical store getting a sanitary pad. He's not doing any crime. Okay, so anchon education korole and tell him that this him to tell his sister or anyone else, his friend or something, that it's absolutely normal. Educating the other person as well. If I am well educated, I can educate you. If I am only having no sense of what's happening, in a person. What can I most say that? That's the best example what happened to that girl, brother stabbing a sister. That's well explained there only. So not ಆತಲ ಕಲ್ಪಂಡ ಕಾಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟರಿ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈತ ಕಲ್ಪಂಡ ಅತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಪ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅವು ವಿಮೆನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಟ್ ಆಣುನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಉಂಡ ಕಲ್ಪರೆ
ಆನುಲೇಗ
when they hit 13.
See, there is a certain acts. What if I have to be very open? There is something called masturbation that's happening. Again, it's a very common phenomenon. Everyone masturbates. There is no big saint that who has not masturbated. Everyone has masturbated. But how much to masturbate in excess upon how you should not become an addict.
What is addiction? Panda masturbation addict panda. What is the frequency? What happens?
There is nothing like frequency, differ from person to person. Okay, when, if at all, it is affecting your daily activities. For example, let's say you were waking up today in the morning and going to a gym, and then you come back, you had your breakfast, you went to your office, you came back, again you went outside to play, whatever it is. That was your routine activity. Because of masturbation, this is all altered. That's the time it's excess. You stop it. You stop and okay, if you're not able to stop it, take the right guidance. There are people to counsel you. There's nothing to be ashamed of that as well. Avanji ancha in society situation ki menstruation, masturbation, these are all malla mari telpuga najigapun. Because of this, people don't come out and share about this. Men after 13 years they deflate. There are, as I told, secondary sexual characteristics like beard, voice change apundo, and mustache and all that. Also there will be enlargement of the penis as well, which is very common. Again, it's a sexual characteristics that happens. So for this sometimes through friends or something like that, they masturbation happens and all that. But you should always know how much to do and where to stop. Okay,
When you 13 anaga, is it okay for them to
absolutely
get masturbate?
If see, what is masturbation? You're releasing the excess the sperm which is stored in your testicles outside. Okay, that physiologically manti jayala, the body has a tendency to ejaculate out somehow the other way.
Like nightfall.
Huh? Yeah, nightfall, exactly. It has its way. Okay, so basically what happening, that one moment you get your body gets excited, your body certain hormones, testosterone hormones rise up, and that is a very common phenomenon happen, and you masturbate and you get it out and then you come back to senses. That's very normal. But our act in control deeper, that's up to you. It should not affect your daily activities at all. That's when you call it excess. Not like you're doing 15 times a day or 13 times. Let's say there's a frequency, there's no frequency. It affects your daily activities. It's making you lazy. It's getting your, it's hampering your work. Then it's excess.
ಓ ಆತೆ ಪಂಡ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಹಿಡ್ದ ಅಲಜಿ ಪಂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೀನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ Powerhouse net ಪಂತೇನೆ ಮಾಡಿ 15 ಸತಿ 20 ಸತಿ ಡೇಸರ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಅಂಚಲೆ ಯಾರು ಓದ್ಕೋದು ಓಕೆ
ಅಂಡ್ 15-20 ಸಾಲಿ ಪಂಡ ಇನ್ನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಪರ್ ಆಗುಂಡೆ
ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗುಂಡು
ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್
ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್
ಸೊ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೋ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಅವು ನೀರೆಗ್ಲ ಬತ್ತು ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾರಡೇದ್ ಸಲ
ಹೆಂಗೆ ಫ್ರೀಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ದಿನಾಲ ಬರ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಪಂದು ಒಂದು ಸಾಕಂಡು ಕೂಡ ಗಡಿ ಗಡಿಗೇನೋ
ಬ್ರೋ ಪಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಪಿನಿ ಐಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೆಡದು
pimple, yeah, there are certain sciences saying that there is no pimple, acne formation as it will pimple avapuji. Some people say hair fall upundu, some people say that is not the science behind that, there's a different science behind that. So I would say that if you're doing that and if you're feeling all the science, whatever science is mentioned, need to undpanda, okay, maybe it is affecting you some, better to stop it. Not stop it, I'm telling you, better to control, reduce it. If you're doing it 10 times a day, just stop it and cut it up to 5 days. It's not like 10 cigarette bitu like cigarette ittero one pack mandu suddenly budu panda apu, your body will rebel, headache apundu, tremors barkondo, you vomit. These are things which is seen when you quit smoking. Same thing when it comes to masturbation. Suddenly budu panda nothing. It's a taper in the day. First it 10 days and then fine, come down to 8 days, 7 days, 6 days. Slowly, it's a process. Okay, then you can, whatever it is, whenever your body feels that thing, only then it's absolutely normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay ಅವು ಅಂಜಾನ್ masturbation. What else? Now ಇಂಕಲ್ ನೈಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅವು ಕೆಲವರೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಪ್ಪ like 13 to 17-year-olds may not know some of them. ಅವು ಪಣದಾದ what is night fall?
Nightfall panchi, what happens, certain you get this early morning dreams and all, and I won't say like early morning dreams also. Sometimes without the dreams you get this ejaculation happening. You when you wake up in the morning, you might see that your undergarments are wet. Okay, undergarments are wet, which is very much seen in women also, which is seen in the female men also. Nothing to be ashamed of. Again, it's your physiological body and phenomenon. That excess what is there in your body, it has been thrown out. It's like basically like sweating. Jasti bechanda, your body is like getting that excess thing out. It like dust chanda, that's a reflex mechanism. You're coughing. What is coughing? Basically, you're getting whatever the dust particles in your lungs out. cough on a seek on the cough on it's their body is telling you ki I'm getting this out. So basically that will nightfall naga basically will be wetting your undergarments. So it's very common, very frequently, not frequently but very mostly seen in the boys and then the girls in the ratio if you compare. So that's your body trying to maintain the hormone level in your body.
Aven control one perhaps.
Why in control of
Like
the
night falls. That is
no that's fine that's absolutely normal. There's nothing you have to take it. It's not a disease that you have to no it's
ಒಂದು opinion ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪೋಂತುದ
no see it's not a disease that you need to go and take tablets. No, it's a normal phenomenon. It's like you cut your hair and your hair came back. That's a normal phenomenon. What you'll go and tell Ancha, that's not a disease that needs to be treated. No, that is a normal phenomenon. ನಿದ್ರೆ ಬತ್ತನೆ ಜತ್ತಾರೆ ಇರೋ ಬಾಡಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋ ಬಾಡಿ that's your body itself cleaning it. Okay, everything in your body has a life. For example, in RBC blood, it has 120 days lifespan. After that it gets destroyed in one of the gland called spleen thymus, and then again new blood will be formed. 120 days change on them. Say for example same way your hormones also I konja lifespan anuppundu avara battadu lifelong uttadu it has a certain time limit. It gets destroyed and then it comes back again. So excess anaga body itself throws it out. That's it. Basically, that's it.
nananjidala unda men should learn, like boys should learn, teen boys
should learn
like irdaada observe maldare janakku both school ijna some camps
I told you that regarding the teachers only.
about contraception
that only the parents should know about that. Now there are certain people out there, I don't know for what reason, they just go on reproducing so many. For example, only pregnancy above next pregnancy 2 to 3 years span board on gap open. That's how ideal it works. Or more than that, it's also fair enough, no problem. 5 years, if for example majority of the people brother and sister 5 years gap open, 4 years gap, at least 2 to 3 years open. But there are people within 1 year barpir again they are pregnant. That needs to be stopped. Again, rural areas open aga education is very low. As in, education is that one foundation which actually these are all the branches in sex education award, in contraception award, these are all the basic education itne set actually gottu zyada avunu. Okay, ancha reproduce. See for example a woman has a capacity alla uterus gonji capacity tendency endu uppun 1 child or 2 child. After that definitely contraception is needed. There are many types of contraception. You can do sterilization. There's something called as tubectomy, exactly. Tubectomy, vasectomy. Impuru kaltaata nan.
maka biology
Ready ada. Biology kalpadu ನಾನು ವಾ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ.
yan eloshus
ಬಟ್ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಕಲ್ಪವ್ರು ಪೂರ ಕಲ್ಪವ್ರು. So yeah, basically those things, condoms, these are the things, these are the barrier methods which these are the barrier contraceptives, condoms. So there are female condoms, there are so many things. These are needs to be used by the adult parent, so that later only pregnant getting that aborted is very sin. I would say that's a sin only. I don't like, because there are many people coming there and telling that abortion board and I always try to avoid that. I don't want to do this thing. It was your mistake. You should have taken the proper contraceptive measures. You're doing some sin there and asking me to clean that up. You're asking me to clean your mess. As a profession, yeah, I understand that and we should do all that, but still I don't prefer that. I always tell them what's wrong in putting the thin elastic rubber thing, man. Like just do that. Or if at all you have completed your family, maybe 2 kids are under, get a sterilization done. There's no problem after that at all. It's 100% protection. It's 100% protection.
yan contraception the ಬಗ್ಗೆ ದಾಯ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಪಂಡ for young boys ಮಣ್ಣ ಇಂಕಲ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ತೂದಿತ್ತ that teen dakil pregnant avandittare because they didn't have so much information. akil freak out or suicide ಮಾಡ್ಪುನ ಈಗ ಆನುಲು ಅಕ್ಲೇನು ಏರ್ನೊಟಿ ಮಲ್ದೇರು when they get pregnant ಅಕ್ಲೇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪುನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪುನ ಒಂದು ಪೊಣ್ಣ ನಾಲ್ನಾತಿ ಬಿಡ್ಪಿನಿ ಐಕೆ ಅಂಪನ್ನಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
Absolutely, very much important. See, there are so many other problems which follows after this. That it is always your responsibility and it is your safety. That initially what is happening, you are getting into that one scenario of sexual intercourse. You know what will be the byproduct of that. You know that if you are having sexual intercourse, you will be getting pregnant. If at all, there is again reason when she can become pregnant also. So as I told you, menstruation is a vast topic. I just told maybe the pinnacle of it. This small area pannirege. So menstruation is under 14th day of our cycle. It's a 30-day cycle. 14th day of our cycle, there's something called ovulation, plus or to minus day here and there. So that time when, if at all the person is having an intercourse, male and the egg will be ovulation panda eggs produce manpunal. That's the day she's producing her eggs. So if at all that time nanji sexual intercourse avundun panda, the sperm and the egg will fuse and she's pregnant. That's how she gets pregnant. That's when we do the certain workups, like certain families are pregnant out so we educate them in this way, like 14 days you can try for sexual intercourse. That's how you naturally get. So there are certain ways you can naturally avoid it as well, but that is very much risky. That's not like 100% ki for example she menstruated today, tomorrow is the first day of her cycle, so basically if you're having sexual intercourse that day, very unlikely she'll get pregnant. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that you don't use. You can never know. Anything can happen. She's a female. As I told you, uterus is something magical organ. Anything can happen in that organ. So you being responsible enough, because later after doing all this mess, you can't back out from the situation. You both were in it, so you better take it up later. Sometimes family members go up, I freak out up. You don't have to freak out and all. We are here for you. The doctors are here for you. Come talk to us. We'll sort it out. Whatever has happened is happened. You can't reverse that. So whatever future can be done right, we will help you out. There are many gynecologists out there or obstetricians out there. You can go and approach them. Doctors are meant for, we basically learn our ass off for 5 years in MBBS and 3 years of in MS and again 2-3 years of this, super especially for you people. So basically ನಮ್ಮ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೇಷನ್ ದೆಪ್ಪು ₹300 ದೆಪ್ಪು ನಿಕ್ಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಈತ್ ಒಂಜಿ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ₹300 ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಪಂಡ ಅಲ್ಲ ಜಾತ್ರೆ.
And you don't have to be shy or scared.
Absolutely
very open.
Absolutely not. The moment you're shy, the moment you're scared, that's when the problem arises. That's where it goes all wrong. Then what happens, people start googling stuff. Okay, Google how about the kid and some medicine they'll know, dose to gotte puji, something randomly they'll give, and she'll start bleeding like hell. Once she starts bleeding like hell, and the end product is death. There are so many complications which follows. Okay, there are so many drugs with certain doses, how much to give, when to give, how to give. There are certain drugs you take per orally. There are some drugs you keep per vaginal drugs. There are so many things. Mekulu moment panic, they just Google, they get some drugs. The medicals don't prescribe that without our prescription. But somehow they get this and they give their girl death and all that. They are leading into a major catastrophe. I know they avoid one person. Please come and visit us. Any doctor, just go and get the medical advice done for that. And also it's always I advise that talk to your parents regarding that. It's fine. Okay, because at the end, no one will come to help. It's your parents. Maybe sometimes they'll yell. Of course, you have not done a great thing that they will come and praise you.
Wow, better.
Exactly. They'll come. That's a normal phenomenon. That's again, everything is normal only here. You need to be very patient, calm. Your parents will understand you. Okay, ಚೂರು ಬೆಚ್ಚಾಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡು ಹಾಕಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಲೇಟರ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಔಟ್. ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ದಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕಿಂಚಂಗ್ ಚಾಂಡ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಅವ ಏಜಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪು. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ if you have to share this to anyone, your parents are the right people, I would suggest, not anyone else. Parents and doctors, that's all. Some people will tell what and all that. You don't have to give an absolute damn to that. Just go and talk to your parents regarding that. Be bold enough. Be a man, or whatever it is. If you're a girl and telling it to your parents, fine, it's no problem. Just make them understand. And this is happening to me. Please help me out. They will understand. They'll come around.
Serious path area. And idanji yaranji ಕಾಮಿಡಿ ಇಂದತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಲ್ಲಿ ಅವೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಯಾನೇರೆ ನೀ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊನು ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂಜಿ 6th standard 7th standard ಎತ್ತಿನಕಲಿ ಇತ್ತಾಕಲ್ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಉಪ್ಪೇರು. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ವರ್ 6th and 7th ದೇ ವರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಕಿಸ್ಕೊರಂಡ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಮೂಚ್ ಮಲ್ತಿಂಡ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಚಿನಕ್ಲೆ ಏದಾದ್ರು ಪನ್ಪರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಆವಡಾಂಡ the only way you can become pregnant is if at all if there's penetration of your penis into your vagina. As I told you, 14 days the ovulation, our time matra is only way you get pregnant. No other way. We have not found it till now. Maybe in the future they might find one. At that time I'll let you know the second way. I'll come to your podcast again and tell you that. But for now it is the only way. You kiss, you touch him, you hug him, you just cuddle him, saliva ponda. Again, saliva pannaga, this is out of the topic, but sometimes what happens is HIV is not a topic. That is a very major topic. So many misconceptions regarding that. When you told saliva, that came to my mind. So again, that's what in kiss man cuddling, hug, you're sharing your
what do you call this, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜಪ್ಪುನ ಅಂಚ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು you won't get pregnant. The only way is by penetration. That's all for now. Future ಗೊತ್ತಿ ಜಪಾನ್ ಪೇರಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್
ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಪೊಡಿ ಕಟ್ಟ ಒಂದಿತ್ತೆ ಇವನ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅಂಚ ಮನ್ಪೊಚ್ಚಿ ಅಂಚ ಮನ್ಪೊಂಡ ಆಪುಂಡು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂಚ ಸೊ ಐಕೆ ಅನ್ಪಣ್ಣಿ ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಸಿಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಪ್ಪು ಇದೆ ಆಣುಲ್ ಗಲ್ಪುನ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಹಿಟ್ 13 ಅಕಲ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಗೈಸ್.
They should know more about their body first. Okay, not just menstruation, even there are so many issues following breast as well. They should know to learn how to self-examine their breast. That's very much because ತೂಪು ಐತೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಪ್ಪು ನೀರಿಗೆ breast cancer, this is a very common thing that is going on. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಂಪ್ ಒಂದು breast start up, it becomes bigger, ulcer formation and the bleeding up. This is all that follows on later on. So initially you should learn, every girl should learn to self-examine her breast. It's very easy. You can go and talk to a doctor regarding that, or else you can YouTube so many videos on self-examination of the breast part. I mean, so many videos about examine whenever she's taking a bath, she needs to examine her breast herself. And also regarding the menstruation, she should know when is she menstruating, how much is she menstruating, is it excess, is it painful.
What is excess?
Excess pregnancy, for example, 30 days if at all she's having a period, it will last for 4 to 5 days. But 30 days, 4 to 5 days, first 2 days just upon, I'd book a 30 to come upon, 4th, 5th day to spotting upon, 6th day it goes up. Again the 1 month repeat upon. If she's continuously menstruating for 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, there is an issue. There's something wrong in her. Maybe her hormone has gone for a toss, imbalance. Maybe she's not sleeping enough, maybe she's not exercising enough, maybe she's eating junk food. So these she should know. Now if at all she's again I told excess happen reasons tomorrow one whatever I mentioned, then there is thyroid problem. If she's having a thyroid issue, that can cause excess menstruation. If she's having a very very common thing in a woman, everyone should know, is PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and one pair PCOD, PCOS. This is very common. This is like diabetes or blood pressure. Nothing to worry, nothing to panic. There is not like one major PCOS ಬತ್ತಿನಕನೆ ಪೊಡಿಯರು ಕೊಂದು ಬರೋ ದಾದು ಮಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಬತ್ತಿನ ಅಂಚೆ ಬಂದ ಆಲೇಜಿ. You have to just simple remedy, sleep well, exercise well, take care of your diet, and eat ಮಂತನ ಮೂಜಿ ಮಂತನ 90% it is solved. Your 15 days you bleed on it will come back to how it was normal. And always if at all she's having painful menstruation, but bleeding on like clots ponundu vijada bane avundu, so always I advise that you go and see your doctor once. There are many other issues with that. I don't think mulpa panna clarta law and panda mala terms lo undu kelavu endometriosis, adenomyosis and jabrondo bulpa pandala barchi. So that is the time where you go and see your doctor. Okay, but basically it's a lifestyle modification. What you eat is what is seen in your face. I always say that people are pimple and one. I say what you eat is seen on your face. You eat healthy, your face is healthy. Not telling that you should not give your inner devil some room. You go have some charts or whatever, but in a limit. Not every time that. So menstruation again, it's a vast topic I told you, but superficially know when how much you're menstruating, because once she hits 13 she knows what is the cycle. She's menstruating for 1 month, is she menstruating for 15 days? If she's menstruating for 15 days, how long is that going to last? 4 days or 5 days or 15 days or once in 15 days is she menstruating? So many things is there. She should know about. She should know. Initially she'll be confused to what's happening with me. It follows. Later she'll understand what exactly is happening. And if anything is excess, as I told you, more than 15 days or 20 days, more than 10 days also, if she's had pain, always consult a doctor.
What else do they have to learn on a
women? That's more than sufficient. I think
13 pura hit
anaga, this is the only thing they should know, that how to use the sanitary pads and what do you call this, menstruation, breast again, with not just menstruation, there's also breast also, because the incidence level of people getting breast cancer is too much. Okay, we can actually diagnose this early and prevent that. But they need to tell us that they have some problem like that. What you see, if you do a breast examination on swelling nodule immediately go to a doctor. In a family, if your sister, of your mother or mother's sister, the first degree relatives, if they have any issues genetically like breast cancer, always you need to screen for yourself as well. There is chance that you might also diabetes, same thing. If at all first degree relatives like your mother's sister's daughter, or someone like that, mother's mother had some issues with breast or maybe with menstruation, always get yourself screened. So breast is one thing, and cervix again, cervical cancer one pair, that is also very commonly seen. So menstruation, cervical cancer, and breast. This is one thing that you should be always looking for. This not a 13-year-old. Her mother should know that. Initially, she's too young to understand it. For her, menstruation, how much is she bleeding, and what is the amount of she is bleeding? Is there any clots present? This much, if she knows, more than sufficient.
ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅದ ಬಣ್ಣ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಆಣನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತಾರೆ ಪುಣ್ಣನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತಾರೆ ಬಟ್ ಆ ಏಜ್ಡ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಟೀನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂಜಿ ಆಸೆ ಪುಂಡು ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ಪೋಡು ಸೊ ಈನ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಂಚಿನ ನೆಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಓಕೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇರ್ ಆಣಲ್ನ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲ ಪೊನ್ಲಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣನ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಇರಗ ಪೊಣ್ಣಲೆ ಒಂಜಿ ಇಂಚ ದಾದನ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೈನ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಪೆರೆ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಓಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪೂರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ತೂಲ ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಅಂಚಿನ ದಾಂಡ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೆಸೇಜ್
See, if you see in the Western culture, it's very normal. It's very, very common there. Which doesn't follow Indian culture how art common they're very open about it. You having sexual intercourse. People 19 years, 20 years, they have sexual intercourse. They're very much open about that and all. But Mulpa in Chatan Banda, as I told you, of 90s it's such a follow out post. Now your mentality is also somewhere there. So here it's not that common in Indian culture. But if you're telling me that while having a sexual intercourse, one thing which is very much important that a boy should ask a girl is a consent of her. She says or no, it's a no.
ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಪಂಡ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್
When the bond letter ಬರೆಪುಂದಲ್ಲ
English word
she should be mentally ready for this. Okay, I'm no one to tell her that is this the right thing they're doing or not. That is up to them. They should know what follows later. Okay, I can never be a judge for that. Okay, there'll be a lot of sentimental issues. There'll be a lot of complications which follows later on. I'm not qualified enough to tell that to anyone there, but I can tell this much that if she's not giving you the consent, you have no absolute business there to even touch her. Okay, she should be mentally ready for this, physically ready for it. Then only whatever the intercourse is happening. It's a natural thing is happening. If she says no, it's a dead no. Or if he's also saying no, it's a dead no. I'm not telling only a girl here, guy also. If he's there's definitely boys don't you will tell that. But if at all
it is very common saying analega board
but namanchana janakku nantikana mini don't know panna
annand that one ancha aatadu like with my own friends kelaveru like they don't want to but the woman wants to like maybe it's a form of love making. Sex is love, right? So akle ancha board imbega borchi that maybe he doesn't like me anchina maybe he doesn't find me attractive anjina hapundu so it's applicable to the boys as well.
So as I told you, like consent is something which is very much important by a girl. So she says no, it's a no. And also later she should be, even if she says an yes or if the guy says an yes, whatever it is, they should also be ready for the future as well. They should, whatever is happening in that room, they should know what are the precautions they should take. As I told you initially, the contraceptions, basic contraception, like medical, so please go and get it if you're ready for it. I'm telling you, if you're age wise ready for this one, yeah, go and get that. And if you're not following all this and then later getting into trouble, then you should face it as well. You should be ready for that too. What happens on you, because you know how it ends up. Don't talk again, you have told me not to. So many factors come, so many people are waiting for opportunity to start a fight. This is nothing like this. This couple had a sexual intercourse, they mean no one to me, but I just want to start a fight through them. So that also will follow. So you should be ready for everything out there. You should be careful. Later not telling that that is why I tell you sex education is very much important. You should know what you're doing. You should know what is the end result of this. So I nath niklo jagrata man tonle pete la work pujar last day nikle podi am pen work last day I dum podi apna dum sari duppule chur jagrata duppule. That is what advice I can give. But primarily a consent is something which is need to be taken, because without, that's a basic moral, that's a basic ethic that you should take. I'm not just telling for them also, even if it's a husband wife also. Husband, if the wife is not wanting for it, he can't touch it. Just because they're legally married, that doesn't mean he can force on that. She should be ready. Same goes for the husband as well. That is a consent. That is one thing.
Majorly consent panda hide the and then it is like ankle,
because after 18 years you're adult. After 18 years you're adult, you know what is right, what is wrong. Not that your kids anymore. ಇತ್ತೆ ಪೂರ ಎಂಚ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆತನ ಪಂಡು ಧೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ ಓಕೆ ಮಾರ ನಲ್ಲ ಚಡ್ಡಿ ಎತ್ತ ಪೂರ 13 ವರ್ಷ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪೂರ technology has taken over everything. People know everything about anything about everything. So you should be 18 years panda, they can give us education. Everyone knows about sex education. If I go and tell like English, we have done all this, they'll tell that to me. So right now it has changed, and it will change from another 10 years also.
ಇದು ನಾನೊಂಜಿ ಒಂಜಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಟಾಬು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನ ನೆತ್ತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತೆರೆ ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎನ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಜಿನಿಟಿ. ಅವಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಮಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ ಕೆಲವೇರಿ. ಸೊ ಐತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
there is nothing called virginity. That was a simple false term created by I don't know who. There is nothing called virginity. What is virginity? Like people tell ki if she is having sexual for the first intercourse, he lost his virginity. That's bullshit. Virginity, there is something called as a hymen in a, sometimes it's very wrong of certain people doing this. They do something called virginity test. It's a hymen test. What panda kelavu very outcasts ಅಂಚಿದವರು ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ನಾಗ ಪೂರ ಮದ್ಮೆ ಅಪ್ಪನ ತುಂಬ ಪೊನ್ನು ತೂಪುನಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನ ಆನ ಕಡೆ ಪೊನ್ನು ತೂಪುನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಉಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಮಂದಲ್ಲ ದುಮ್ಮದಲ್ಲ ಬೇತೆ ಆತಂಡದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಡೂ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ virginity test, which is absolutely bullshit and wrong. There is nothing called as virginity at all. It's a false term. I don't know why it has been still there out there. They should be at least eradicating that part. So there is something called as a hymen tissue in the vagina. You know, vagina, cervix, it follows. Vagina hymen tissue alkupun that tears when there's an intercourse, when there's penetration happening, or tear up. It can tear because of other reasons as well, not just because of penetration. It can tear when you're going for a gym, you're doing a treadmill run or crisscross or some other reasons, maybe stretching something. It can tear for various. That doesn't mean she had sex. So tomorrow, if at all one girl comes, she's like an athlete, she comes and if someone, one of the doctor examines her and finds a hymen tone, doesn't mean she had gone and had sex. That's a false thing out there. First of all, it's a wrong thing to tell also about virginity test on that. So many doctors, we usually don't entertain this. So there is something called as virginity. First of all, you cannot actually tell if at all you're a virgin. For boys too, definitely can't. For a girl also, you can't tell ki is she a virgin or not. So I would definitely tell this is a false term.
So it is ಒಂಜಿ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಒಂಜಿ
No, it's not. It's just a false word pokkade paardini and it went on. Just word of mouth went on. That's all. There is nothing. If you're truly research, you can go. If you find me as I'm just telling bullshit or something, go and take the textbook. Go and read the articles. There are tons of articles out there published on many websites. Go and read about the virginity test. They will tell you, or you can go for other podcasts. The first thing they tell is this is a myth. Virginity is a myth.
ಪಂಡೈತೆ ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಕಲ್ ಒಂದೇನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
No, we don't consider that. They sometimes women come with rashes near their vaginal area. Some small girls, like maybe 20 years, 21 years, something. We have to examine. How do we examine? We glove in and we put 2 fingers inside the vagina and look for, is there any bleeding present? Is there any erosions present? Is she having tendons? When we do that, it's sometimes hymen test. Doesn't mean she came to us and something happened in the clinic. No. Okay, so that really doesn't make any sense at all there. How you should think, no, what is virginity? That's how do you do virginity test is, as I told, the hymen test should break. It breaks because of many factors. So it really doesn't make any sense.
ಎಸ್ ಒಂದೊಂಜಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಟಚ್ ಮನ್ಪರ ಬೋಡಿತ್ತಂಡು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಟಚ್ಡ್ ಅಂಚ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಇನಿ ಒಂಜಿ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ಲಾಗ ಮಲ್ತ ವೆರಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಟಚ್ ಮಲ್ತೀನಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಪೋಯ್ಜ ಅದಾಯ ಪಂಡ ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗ್ಲ ನೀವು ಅತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಏತ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಲ್ಪೇರ್ ಇಡದಾಕಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಡು ಪಾನೋಡು ಇಂಚಿನ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಕಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾನೋಡು ಇಂಚಿನ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಸ್ ಬೋಡ ಅತ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಇಂಚಿನ ಬೊಡ್ಚ ಅತ್ ವಾ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತೆರೋಡು ದಯಪಂಡ ಮೇರೆಗೂ ವಾ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾತೆರಲಿ. ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಏರೆಗಾಂಡ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪೂರ ಪಾತೆರ್ಲಿ ಎನಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನಿಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಓಪನ್ಲಿ ಜನಕಲ್ ಪಾತೆರು ಜೇರು ಅಣ್ಣೆತ್ತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾತೆರೋಡು ಇಂದಿತ್ತಂಡ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಿಕಲ್ ಪಾನೋಡು ನೆತ್ತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೊಕ ಇಂದು ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟಿಫೈಡ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನಿಕಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಗೆ ಬತ್ತು ಪನ್ಲೆ ದಾದಾನ್ಲ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಚ್ಚಂದ ಇಂಚಿನ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಸ್ ಪೂರ ಬೋಡ ಬೊಡ್ಚ ಎಂಚಿನ ವೋಕಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಓಪನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಕಲ್ ಪನ್ಲೆ ದಾದಂದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಸಮಾನಿ ಫಾರ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಶೋ. ಎಂಕ್ ಭಾರಿ ಖುಷಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಈರೊಂಜಿ ಬತ್ತಿನೇಕ್ ಇರಗದಲ್ಲ ಪಂಡ್ರಂಡ
ಪಂಡದ ಲೆಜರ್ ಎತ್ತಿನ ಬರ ಖುಷಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕಲ್ ನೀರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಭಯಂಕರ ಬೆಂದದಾರು ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ
ಐದು ದುಂಬು ಕೋಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತುಂಡು ಅವು ಆರು ಪಂಡಿಜೇರು
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಕು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ನಿ ಅವ್ ಪನ್ ರೇಜ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಕು ಪರ್ ರೇಜ್ ನೀರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತು ಉಡ್ಜಿ ಅದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟುಡೇ ಇಫ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್ ನಿಖಲ್ ತೂಪುನ ಅಂಡ ಕೂಡ್ಲದಕ್ಕಲು ನಿಕ್ಲ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಕಲ್ ತೂಪುನ ಅಂಡ ಇನ್ ನೀಡ್ ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಕಿ ನಿಕ್ಲೆಕ್ಲ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಆಯ್ನ ಆತು ಒಂಜಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಅದೊಂದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ಏತ್ ಪಂತೆ ಆತೆ ಕಾತಿ ಅವು ಏತ್ಲ ನಿಕ್ಲು ಕೊಂಡ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮೂವ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ hopefully reach to a lot of people out there and please share monthly because not because we need views here, just because education should pass on. Views la board next day arek board views la board but still please this message should pass on.
ನೆತ್ತ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಒಂಜಿ ನೆಡ್ದುರಿಗಳು ಒಂಜಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ಪನಂಡ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್.
Absolutely.
Have an open conversation.
I think that also builds a very comfortable relationship between parents and also the children. Okay, I think this is the right thing, so please open up. It's nothing to be shy. Nikla jokle paather ni beze edla paather urza kle paather na nikla jokle paather ni be open. I think your mother or father, whoever you're comfortable with, if you're a kid who's saying this, approach your parent, tell them ki this is what I have seen, what is the thing about it, encha ainigli jaasti gottuppodu namma bagge. Please, that's all that I would want to say.
And also teachers also school dakal arpanlakani fees datonwaru kalpa odeyundu
and mare pura kalpot absolutely.
And ಅನ್ವಿತಾ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಇರೇಕೋಸ್ಕರದ ಮಲ್ದೇರು ಅಂಡ್ ಐದು ದುಂಬಾರು ಏಪದಲಕನೆ ಎನ್ನೊಂಜಿ ಫೋನ್ ಕೇನೊಂದುಲ್ಲೇರು ಅರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಅಲ್ಪೇರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂಜಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಉಂಡು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರು ಅನ್ವಿತಾ ಕೊಡೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಂತೇರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಟುಲ್ಲೇರಂದು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೈಡ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ವಿತಾ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಂದಿನಿ ಇರೆಗ್
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
ಅವೇನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪ್ಲೆ ಇರೆಗ್ ಅನ್ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ನೇಬರ್ಹುಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಮೈ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಲೈನ್ ಇಸ್ on there. Crazy. Dr. Niranjan Samani, chilling with Chilimbi. That's crazy. I had a great time. Anvita Acharya, thank you so much for this. I absolutely love this. Especially that friendly neighborhood doctor, man.
Cute. Cute.
This is going directly to my drawing room.
Wow.
Great. Thank you so much.
Closing dala pantunda?
Closing knowledge. I had a great time here and your team absolutely I'm sorry, I'm very bad with remembering names. Polalidaran gottundu, Kaikambaran gottundu, Krishnaraj gottundu.
Krishnaraj. Yajnesh.
Anvita. Sir gottundu. Definitely, we had a great time. I had a great time. Thank you so much for this invite.
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting people know that I am from Kudla. That is very important again. And also, thank you so much, Anvita, for this beautiful gift. And hopefully you will invite me back again.
Yes, ink actually plan undu mernottige mast episodes malparundu nikla panle nikle bodanda we anekad pande topics pura nikle panoli what inkle discuss malpodundu. He is one person with whom I want to have a lot of conversations and a lot more episodes.
Let's do it.
So ate bye.